Thank you, President Officer. Scotland exports around £4 billion worth of goods to the United States each year, and it's our largest export destination. Donald Trump's tariffs will cause significant harm to many of our industries, including food and drink, textiles, engineering and pharmaceuticals. So will the First Minister instruct the Government and its business agencies to do whatever they can to support businesses and to protect Scottish jobs?
Minister.
That is absolutely what the Scottish Government and our enterprise agencies are doing. That's what we do on all occasions, to work with the business community to strengthen the economic prospects and opportunities for Scotland. The imposition of tariffs is not good news. It will be damaging for economic activity, not just in Scotland, the United Kingdom, but across the world. And there will also be negative implications for the population of the United States with what was applied yesterday. So we will, of course, engage with the United Kingdom Government, who carry the responsibility for international trade as part of the constitutional settlement. We have been doing so for some time. We will continue to do so as part of our efforts to promote and to protect Scottish business.
Russell Findlay.
Thank you. The Scottish Chambers of Commerce say that many of our firms will now struggle to survive, and the US is the largest overseas market for Scotch whisky, worth almost £1 billion in annual sales. And when US tariffs on Scotch were introduced 6 years ago, they cost the industry £600 million in lost sales. And deploying some diplomatic understatement, the Scotch Whisky Association says that it is disappointed at the new tariffs. Help is needed. These tariffs follow an increase in whisky duty imposed by the UK Government 6 months ago. So will the Scottish Government back my call for the UK Labour Government to lower its record-high tax on whisky?
First Minister.
Well, the United Kingdom Government will make its financial decisions. Mr Findlay is well able to make his representations to the United Kingdom Government. I noticed that, of course, when the Conservative Government was in power, they weren't shy at putting tax onto Scotch whisky into the bargain. So it's nice to know that Mr Findlay has had a conversion on the road to Damascus on that particular question. There are, of course, very significant issues that affect the Scotch whisky industry. That's why the Government has had extensive dialogue with the Scotch Whisky Association. It's why I will be engaging with the Scotch Whisky Association when I'm in the United States over the course of the next few days as part of the marking of Tartan Week. And I can assure Mr Findlay that this Government will leave no stone unturned in ensuring that we take forward the concerns of the industry, working with the United Kingdom Government and the industry to protect the prospects for an industry that contributes very significantly to the economic well-being of Scotland.
Russell Findlay.
Well, when I speak with the Scotch whisky industry, it's this Government they tell me that they are worried about. We need to maximise the opportunities for Scottish businesses to sell their products abroad, which helps grow our economy and to fund public services. Last year, the Scottish Government announced a USA export plan to identify the best opportunities for Scottish businesses. But within months, they cancelled it. We called that short-sighted at the time. So was that a mistake? And ahead of his trip to Tartan Week in New York, will John Swinney reverse that decision and produce a new USA export plan?
Minister.
I find this line of questioning really very odd from a party that wants the Scottish Government to scale back all of our international representation.
First Minister, Mr Ross, please adhere to our standing orders. First Minister.
Presiding Officer, I find this line of questioning absolutely bizarre, because the Conservatives are the ones that demand that the Government close our international offices that are absolutely critical to the representation of Scotland abroad and the economic success of our country. So I'm really proud of what Scottish Trade International does on our behalf, and I know that the export strategy of the Scottish Government are focused on the needs of the industry. So I can assure Mr Findlay that in all the Scottish Government does, we will take forward the interests of Scottish industry. We will look at the opportunities to promote our products overseas, and we will stand shoulder to shoulder with the Scottish industry as we promote our important products to overseas markets.
Russell Findlay.
So no answer to that question then. The new Trump tariffs will put Scottish jobs at risk. They'll stop businesses from growing, and they will slow economic growth. Now, John Swinney can't stop the tariffs, but he can lower bills here in Scotland. This week, Scottish families faced more tax rises due to the SNP and Labour. Our analysis shows that an average person's bill will rise by around £1,000 due to higher income tax, national insurance, energy costs, train fares, water bills and council tax. The cost of tariffs surely makes it vital for John Swinney to look at lowering the burden on hard-working Scots and businesses. So will he?